Welcome back to Super Bowl 60. I'm Chris Mason. He is Matt Vautour from MassLive. Today's Daily Diary is brought to you by Jeffrey Glassman Injury Lawyers. Injured? Visit gottagetglassman.com. Matt, so today the Patriots had some interesting injury news, first of all, at practice, where Harold Landry did not practice after practicing yesterday. Robert Spillane did. What do you make of it?
Well, I think that certainly you don't like with that the possible implications of that with Landry, especially as a guy that's one of the better pass rushers that they have. Um, that said, there's a pretty understandable reason to be careful with him. And if you only got him for a limited amount on Sunday, you don't want to waste any of those bullets now. You want to deploy him in the best situations you can. So if you feel like he's in good shape, there's no reason to push him either.
It's interesting to me, too, that Spillane is back today on the flip side of that, where he's been managing an ankle injury. I didn't know. Maybe that's something they've been managing where they don't want him to tweak anything, whatever. Today he's back out there as a limited participant, so I think that's encouraging. Where he said there's a 100% chance that he's playing in the game. Mike Vrabel this morning was a little more cautious about it, where he's like, "We'll see how it goes." He's not as adamant. Spillane wants to play. Ultimately, you think he's going to play?
I think it's not. I don't think it's a question of yes or no. I think it's a question of how much. And I do think he'll play. I do think they'll try it. Vrabel's been interesting this week because over the course of this season, um, we're so used to Belichick as an injury guy who would say nothing. And Vrabel, this has been the first time he's like been really pushed into a situation to be cagey. And kind of when you talked about Drake May's situation, seemed a little more concerned about it than, and now Drake May's a full participant. So I'm finding Vrabel hard to read, and I'm sure that's probably by design.
Yeah, it's probably what he's going for. And I mean, you bring up Drake. No news on May is good news at this point, where full participant looks ready to go. Everything points to him being ready to go. So non-story. But one thing that also caught my ear listening to May today was he got asked about Vrabel. Vrabel's been kind of demanding of his players, not just in like respecting the team, respecting, he wants them to respect everybody. There's a story that's been going around since the beginning of the season now, where I guess it was back around OTAs. Vrabel walked into the showers and there were washcloths all over the floor, even though there's bins everywhere. He says, "This is unacceptable." Next team meeting, he tells the guys, "You can do that. We're not washing them. If you want to do that, I'll throw them in the dryer, put them back into circulation. You're going to be using nasty towels," because it's one of those things that he wants them to respect everyone, including the coaching staff, the training staff, the equipment staff. He wants everybody to be treated the same that way.
It, it's one of those things when you think about respect that it says good things about the culture that you have because if you're respecting everybody in the organization those are details, and when you talk about teams that are successful you always see them talk about addressing little details. And so if you're creating a mindset to do that, that's a good thing. And if you're creating a mindset just basically to be a good person, which is comes into play here, that certainly says good things about your team as well.
Yeah, win-win. But May brought up today too that even when they're staying at the Santa Clara Marriott, they've been there all week. As you'd expect, there's security everywhere because it's the Super Bowl, right? There's a team staying there. Even when we're going in there, there's security guards checking everything very meticulously. Vrabel in a team meeting brought up, do not give these guys a hard time if they ask for your badge. They don't know that you're NFL players. If somebody says, ask, let me see your badge, just show them the badge. Respect them. They have a job to do and let them do it. So I think he's just really like in tune with little things like that. And I think those little things turn into big things over time.
Let's point out that you were had to be pushed to get your badge today and handle it very respectfully.
I did. Thank you. Yeah, it was a little cold this morning and my badge was under my jacket. It was all zipped up. So no, but of course, the nice lady came over and said, "Where's your media credential?" Right here. Got it. Got it. Got it. Can't show it on camera because you're not allowed to do that with Super Bowl credentials, but I swear I still have it. You can see the lanyard.
Even if Chris's mom is watching, you should know that she raised you well.
Shout out, Julie. Appreciate it.
I would say the other thing I kind of took today was it felt like they knew this was the last media session, and I'm sure they're tired of seeing us given the amount of access that we've had this week. But it felt like this is a relaxed group. This is a group that knows that the things are just about here. Things are coming, and it didn't seem like a group that was rushed or a group that was anxious. It was a group eager to get things going, but comfortable with where they were going. And I think that's valuable for a team that's never been here before.
Certainly agree with that. A couple things to look for on our site on Friday. Matt, you have a story on Carlton Davis that's going to run. You want to tell the people a little bit about that?
Yeah, Carlton Davis talked a little bit about what Tom Brady coming to the Buccaneers when he was there did for the culture of that team, and how he has tried to kind of bring that some of that culture to New England, and some of that belief. And obviously Carlton Davis isn't Tom Brady, but he's been a guy that's been successful. He's been to the playoffs each of the last 4 seasons, which not a lot of Patriots have. And so he and Milton Williams are two guys that have kind of brought experience to that culture building, and he talked a lot about that and what Brady meant to him.
Yep. And I'll have a story on Will Campbell, who said that the biggest moment of his life happened when he was 14. So you're going to have to go to the site to find out what that was, but it's an interesting one, and I think it served him well over time. But that's all we got for today, guys. Thanks for following along. Catch you next time.